What's up, y'all? You already know it's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B. This is Hood Love TV, where you live, love, and learn. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. Today, I'll be reacting to Jim Jones comparing himself to Nas on a Joe and Jada show, as well as the Clipse is back. In a song called So Be It, Pusha T, this is Travis Scott. And the last thing I'll be reacting to in this video as well, Fat Joe got a Rico. It's too much going on in hip hop. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. But we're gonna start with the Clipse is back. Yo, listen, the Clipse is back, man. That's So Be It is fire. You heard? That's So Be It is fire. I'm not gonna lie. Pusha T and Malice together is a dangerous combination, man. Um, this is good for hip hop. I mean, this is good for hip hop. I'm seeing hip hop going back in the right direction. I see it getting back to its roots. I'm seeing a lot of, hip hop music like we used to know it. A lot of these guys is coming back. I see, you know, it takes turns. I think it's one of them turns now where hip hop is coming back. Real hip hop is coming back. You got Benny the Butcher and them. See a lot of dudes, and it's just the creativity of the songs. Um, I think it's coming back. I see a lot of guys making music, making a lot of hip hop music. I see real rap making a comeback. I mean, um, and I don't and me personally, I don't equate real rap with only New York. I know real rap is being made down south on the West Coast. It's just the music. It's just the rappers. I don't think it's gonna hit no specific region. But I think it's just lyricism is coming back. That dumbed down stuff was good for a while, and it's a place for the mumble rap, um, the swaggy rap. You ain't saying too much. You got that harmonizing. You got auto tunes. You got dudes just chanting on the tracks. So I mean, if it's good for you, you ain't gotta say too much. Like Future. I love Future. That's one of my. I stay saying Future, but Future don't be saying too much. He say a few words. He might repeat them a bunch of times. Talk about some chicks. Talk about whatever he getting right on at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna keep repeating it, and he know what he doing with that. So I like Future. Uh, you can't miss with a good Future song. But I think real hip hop is coming back. Clipse is definitely, they real spitters. Um, you're gonna have to get in there. You're gonna have to listen to it a couple times. I posted the song "So Be It" in my community chat. So if you haven't heard the song, the new Clipse song "So Be It," it's right there in my community chat, and I'm telling you, it's fire already. It's it's one of them joints. And at the end of the song, he dissed Travis Scott. So the song where that Travis Scott made, where Drake dissed Pusha T, Travis Scott let Pharrell and Pusha T hear the song without the Drake verse. So they was like, yeah, we like the song, good song or whatever. He already had the Drake verse in the cut where Drake is actually dishing Pusha T. He ain't even say nothing. He let them hear the track without Drake dissing them. Then he let them hit. Then he let them hit the track. He dissed Pharrell and pushing all of them on that same track with Travis Scott. So I guess this is the response to the Travis Scott diss. This is the response here. You know what I mean? He mainly dissed Pharrell. But Drake and Pusha T had their own little thing going on. So they gonna finish him up. They're the ones out here on these tracks, and they got the balls. The Clipse, Pusha T, and them, they got Malice. They got the balls. And Malice is not back as no Malice. He's just back. He's just back as real Malice. So y'all got a problem. You know what I'm saying? He said, forget it, no Malice. I'm back on Malice time. It's up out here in these streets. You know what I mean? So I guess Pusha T is saying in his track that he has a tape with Travis Scott's baby mother or something. I don't know, the lip gloss. I'm hearing eating, and you know, he ain't have to pay for her to eat. This is what Pusha T said in the song, you know what I'm saying? He said he could have A&E it, he should have TMZ it. He lucky you ain't TMZ it. So I think it's nasty. I think he got a tape. I think he got a tape of Travis Scott's baby mother. That's not the Kardashians. What's the other name for them? The other, yeah, one of the Jenner girls. I think Pusha got a tape with one of the Jenner girls, man. It's nasty out here in these streets, man. It is nasty out here in these streets, man. But that new Pusha is all the way fire. Right? Y'all get a chance, make sure y'all go tap into that and go check that out. You know? Jim Jones. So I was watching the Fat Joe and Jada show, and it's a young kid. It's a young kid out here on the internet. He was saying that Nas was that Jim Jones was better than Nas, and Jim Jones, I guess he noticed the kid from somewhere. I don't know, but Jim Jones said it was his little man. I'm gonna let y'all hear some of the clip. But Jim Jones actually, he said he looked up to Nas. He came to Nas in 9-4. I'm gonna let y'all hear some of that. Matter of fact, let's check a clip. You know, fair use. I'm gonna let y'all check some of the clip, and then we go from there.
He was young, and we loved that. He loved Jim Jones. I want you to let's break this down.
I admired Nas. But remember, Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
Yes.
So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93. I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that. So when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them, some of them though.
You know what I mean?
Some of them though. Yes.
Yeah, it's that
some music.
Nah,
some kids that.
No, I love that. Some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son
Nas.
Can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or
hold on. So he says his son don't know no Nas songs. Jada saying like my son know Nas songs. I don't know why Jim is like, why his son, I don't know. How your son don't know no Nas songs. You had this like, it seemed like it was a grudge there, like he was hating on Nas. How you know your son don't know no Nas songs? How he know that? How he know his son don't know no Nas songs? Right? And he's saying, let's keep it a buck. It seemed like Jim Jones is in one of those zones now where, I understand where he don't care about nobody else and it's all about him. But it's like it's you capping now because you up there with Jada, you up there with Fat Joe, and everybody know you're not better than Nas. I'm just saying, you good, and I'm gonna go into that more. But everybody know Jim Jones not better than Nas. Like, come on. Like, stop it.
What's that word? When it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game, a lot of these rappers, we made him take the darkies off. A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. You know, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them niggas' entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and then niggas be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. If you want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries and pull up my billboard entries.
Listen, we can't.
Let's hear the truth. What I'm trying to tell you.
They trying to check him. They trying to check him, but he ain't listening, right? So I would show y'all the billboard entries, but somebody did it already. I don't like to do the same thing twice. I don't like to keep doing the same things, right? So Nas, Zip with the Drip actually pulled up Chat GTP and he pulled up overall billboard because he was not going to TV in the building. They actually pulled up, Jim Jones pulled up, Zip with the Drip pulled up the billboard entries. So if y'all want to see, Zip got a short up right now and y'all can see the entries. I'm not going to do it because somebody else did it already. I'm not really with that. But what we can do is we can talk about the songs that Jim Jones got as compared to the Nas songs. I mean, I know the songs, you know what I mean? I know Jim Jones got really, you know, and I like Jim Jones. I like Tesla Poem. I like a few of his joints, but he don't got the classics like Nas got. He's bugging, you heard? He's wilding with that. Ain't no Queens nuts facts.
Him do this respect, bro. He relevant now, not bro.
How he not relevant? Nas not relevant?
Nas is not relevant as Jim Jones right now.
You tripping.
Straight up.
You can't take nothing from greatness, bro.
You can't take nothing from greatness, but
You
Jim
can't take
Jones is
nothing from
still
greatness.
making things happen. He's
No,
still
I'm not
making things
saying
happen.
Jim Jones is not hotter now. All right. But he's record sales ain't selling. He ain't screaming. He ain't trying to do podcasting. Jim Jones said he about to do podcasting.
Because that's where the money is at. What we doing right now?
Oh yeah, but no, because it ain't no money when it was time to make money. He didn't make it. Nas made the millions. He got the platinum records. He got all of that. And I'm not saying Jimmy ain't got platinum songs. He don't got the entries of the Nas. Zip just posted it.
So you telling me that Nas is more relevant than Jim Jones right now in the public eye?
You said what?
Nas is more relevant today in the baby's eyes than Jim Jones.
I just said he wasn't. Because Jim Jones, his ascent is after. His ascent is after Nas. He got big. His hits was in Nas on a decline when Jim Jones started going up. And you got to remember, see the difference between Jim Jones and Nas is this. Nas is a lyricist. Nas is a poet. And I'm not saying Jim Jones don't have poetry as well, but Jim Jones is more swaggy. They got dress code. That young kid that was talking, yo, he the one that brought the chrome hearts. He brought this, he brought that. All right. But that's not rapping. We just talking about bars. We know you like all over Nas. We can talk about Jim Jones. We can talk about Nas right now, and we can all mention who has the best songs. He don't got no Nas. He don't got a song like Nas is like. He don't got a song like I'm a Gun. He don't got a song. He don't got a song like Street Dreams. He don't got a song. He don't got a song like New York State of Mind. Jim Jones have no song that compare to New York State of Mind. He has no songs. I know I can be what I want to be. He is hits. He don't got songs like that. He just don't got it.
But he's a ghetto poet in a different way.
He more
He a ghetto
swaggy.
poet in a different way. He a ghetto poet in a different way. He talk about what's going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? What's really happening. Not saying Nas don't be talking about that, but we can't take nothing from Jim. Y'all acting like Jim is not. He hasn't been putting it down since he stepped in that booth.
You said who?
Jim Jones.
Not Jim Jones. Like I said, Jim Jones did his thing. I respect Jim Jones, and I love Hustler's Poem. That's my favorite. That's my favorite album from Jim Jones. Come on, motion aside. Make it never take me alive. I'm a ride. That's my. That's my joint. And I like Ballin' and other songs. He's just, his bigger songs. But even with hits, you can't. Nas freestyles sparked a lot with the A40 I fried. Pretty Thug, No Love. Yo, he has so many songs though. Because you got to remember, Jim Jones missed the whole mixtape era that Nas killed. Nas killed the mixtape era. Jim Jones missed that whole era, bro. So we can take tracks from that mixtape era. Bro, listen. Jim Jones' first 4 albums and Nas' first 4 albums is no comparison, bro. You cannot compare them. Illmatic, It Was Written, I Am.
All right, I understand all that right now, but in all reality, we still can't take nothing from that man. And his like in today's day, he's he's what the kids listen to. They rather listen to a Nas song, a Jim Jones song before they listen to a Nas song right
Yo,
now.
salute to everybody in the
He's
building.
relevant. So if you go to a young kid right now and you ask a kid on the streets, yo, who the best rapper right now? He gonna say, and you say Nas or Jim Jones, he gonna say Jim Jones.
You said what? Say it again?
If you go to any of these young boys out here right now, ask them, yo, who's the best? Who the best, Nas or Jim Jones? They're gonna say Jim Jones.
Because they don't
Guaranteed.
know no Nas. They wasn't around for the Nas songs. They wasn't around for the Nas era, so they don't know no better. See, Jim and what Fat Joe and Jada. I'm about to play some more of that in a second. What Fat Joe and Jada was saying, like, yo, we don't look up. Everybody know that been around for both of their eras that Nas is way better. If you let me pull up Zip with the drip page real quick. Let me pull up Zip shit because Zip is the one Zip showed it on his live. You know what I'm saying? Zip showed it on his live. I ain't gonna do it again. But go to Zip. If you ain't subscribed to Zip, I'm gonna show the Zip joint. I'm gonna show Zip's joint real quick. I know he not tripping. I like the video. I'm subscribed, but I don't. He's tripping, bro. He's just tripping, bro. There's nothing you can say about that. He's wild, bro. I ain't saying don't big yourself up, but keep it real. Don't be capping out here. Here it is right here. Look.
Let me
Here
see.
it is right. Look, here it is right here. Ain't no comparison, bro. Look at this. Make sure y'all go like. Y'all see I'm liking the video. Go like the Zip video. Go subscribe. I'm subscribed. Go like and subscribe to Zip the Drip. You already know what it is. Check it out. It's right here. Hold on.
Jones got 5.
You already know what it is. Check
Number 1 R&B hip hop album.
It's right here.
Nas got 10. Jim Jones got 1. Hot 100 singles. Dozens, multiple top 10, 20 hits. Jim Jones got 2. We Fly High and Pop Champagne. Bottom line, Nas has significantly more Billboard entries in every category. Albums, number 1 R&B hip hop albums, and Hot 100 singles. His albums perform far better with 16 top 10s versus Jim Jones' approximately 5. Jim Jones' biggest hits, We Fly High, Pop Champagne, charted well, but his overall chart presence is much smaller. So, for your video, Nas wins across the board. More entries, higher peaks, more hits. Let me know if you want visuals, more granular breakdowns, or historic timelines. Give me a graphic that I can have displayed across the screen while I read this stuff to my audience, and that'll be all. Thank you.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
got
I get all that. I get all that. He's an icon. He did with the game. You know, he's up there with the Jay-Z's, the Biggie Smalls, but we talking about Jim right now, who's relevant, that's still putting down
I
for
mean,
hip
he's not
hop,
that.
putting down for
His last album ain't
what
sell though.
takes what. All right, so
His
being
last
that,
album, he not really that relevant. Don't get it twisted. He not like Kendrick Lamar. He not like Drake or Pusha T, the Clipse. He not
oh,
even that.
hold up. He's way
Slow
better.
down.
He's way better than Pusha T. You bugging.
You
You
are
bu-
you tripping?
He's way he Pusha T is trash.
You tripping? You tripping?
Trash.
You you
Trash.
you wildin'.
And
You
and
tripping?
and he is a super clout chaser.
I'm not saying he ain't chasing cloud. I'm not talking
He
about
is a
you.
because he
What you
can't
think? What you think
because
Jim
it's
Jones
the reason,
is doing
and not
right
to go
now?
off the Jim Jones thing, is the
Jim
reason he
is
clout
chasing
chased
cloud.
because his career is not relevant.
Yo, hold on real quick. Yo, don't curse in the chat. Just don't. Y'all can say what y'all want. Just don't curse in the chat, y'all, please.
Smitty, you bugging. Nah, Smitty, nah.
Yeah, you
Smitty,
right.
you bugging. Nah.
You tripping. But yo, look, he not selling no records right now. He not streaming. Forget records. He not streaming like that. So how relevant is he? We can look at his song. We can pull Jim Jones up right now on YouTube and look at his songs and what they streaming, bro. They not streaming like that, bro. He can't even pay for it. Look, that song I put up, So Be It got 3 million streams. I bet you Jim Jones, I can bet you right now without looking that Jim Jones don't got 3 million streams for his last song.
I'm saying this. A dude said in the chat, he just said no, the kids ain't hollering at they not they're not what he said. Let me see. Jim Jones not relevant amongst the youth. What do you mean? The youth dress like him? What are you talking about? All those flashy belts, that's Harlem. That's uptown. What y'all
Forget a
talking
flashy
about?
belt. We talking about
Worldwide,
bars. Yo,
everything that
listen,
these youth got, all the flashy, that's uptown. What y'all
we not
talking about?
talking, forget a belt. I don't care about a belt. We not
I'm
talking
talking about
about
just
belt.
the garments, period. That's
We
uptown.
we not talking
The whole
about belt.
world looking like Harlem.
We not talking about garments. Forget garments. I'm talking about lyrics. We talking about songs. I know his relevance, and I seen. And when you talking about garments, so you gonna wear those blouses that Jim Jones was wearing? You
Huh?
wearing that garment? You gonna wear that blouse he was wearing? Is you wearing
Huh?
that see-through blouse? He got the homie out here. He got the homies wearing purses. They wearing blouses. What y'all talking about? I'm serious. You laughing, Smitty. I hear you. Yo, Stacy Galore, what's up? Yo, appreciate you for the super chat, sis.
Oh man, you something
Yeah, he got the
else, man.
yeah, that's right, Stacy Galore. He got the blouse on, the nails. They tripping out here. That's right. Yeah, zesty. Yeah, they zesty out here. You get more hits when you wear them blouses and them nails and them purses and all that. You heard? They, they. Yo, look, you laughing, bro? Put your
Let me
camera
put
on.
my charge. Let me put my charge in because this is a good one.
They got Harlem wearing blouses. He had a blouse on the runway, son, and a dove neck. It wasn't even a full turtleneck, like you know, a grown man wear a grown turtleneck. He had half a neck on with a blouse on it. He had a white shirt on with a pink or purple blouse. Come on, bro. That ain't Harlem. That ain't the Harlem I know. Blouses, all that tight stuff, all that stuff came from Jim Jones.
Listen, what I'm saying is this. They both, yeah, like El Plaga said, they both fire. Don't get it twisted in their
Nah,
own
they
way. We
both
can't
fire.
take nothing from Jim Jones. Y'all act like Jim Jones is saying something wrong. He's the man. Listen, Jim Jones been holding it down for us in the streets, music wise, for the last how many summers? Y'all act like my son hasn't been putting it down, bro. Stop it, bro.
Chrissy's the one. Chrissy was messing with Mike Tyson. Yo, Crook, you right about that. Chrissy taught him how to dress.
Pusha had a dress on too.
Oh, he did?
Pusha had a skirt on too.
I seen his
El
son.
Plaga TV, good looking. I remember that.
Oh, son, yeah, what you gonna add? Yeah, a lot of these dudes don't went out though with that.
Smitty, you delusional. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's right, yo, Sharif Latif. That's right. Outside of New York City and not the whole New York, it's a small percentage of New York.
I
Thinking
can't
about
get a
Jim
break
Jones.
with just saying, yo. I never could get a break with just saying, man.
So look, so check it out. Look what Jim said. Look what Jim
He
went on to
gotta
say
be
right here.
from Queens. He
Look
gotta
what
be
Jim
from
said.
Queens.
Look, Fat Joe trying to check Jim. He's still trying to go and check it out.
I want to go down the line now, because now we going down the line. No, he's a rapper and I'm a rapper. Listen, let's go statistically. It feels great. No, but I want to go
Look at
statistically.
Jada. Jada is like, you see Jada's face. Jada is like, is this dude serious? Look at Jada's face. Look at Jada's face.
People be like, I feel the same way. We all feel the same way. Forget about the numbers. My numbers back up. And he stepped up to the forefront. Us in the music of hip hop culture have a problem. Is a thing, and it's none that the world goes off numbers, but in hip hop we don't pay enough homage to those before us the correct way, and sometimes it's even myself. So it gets no other genre of music. Common sense says way down.
It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here, man. Here go Jada.
I don't even know who to use. Yeah, but you gotta understand, hip hop is like basketball. Jelly Roll's never gonna say that about hip hop is like basketball. John Moran get on the court with LeBron. He's going to kill LeBron. So this is what this is about. Any of that shit is this is what this is about. There's nothing that could. There's never is me. Putting me up against anybody. I'm taking me every time. Every time. Okay, but let me say something though, Jim. Let me say, every category I get busy. You started off saying you grew up watching Nas. The only problem, I didn't take that away from the only situation I'm saying now to you, right? There is no situation. I always tell people that should worship you. You fucking started. No, I'm not doing this. I did not know I was going there. Because you're really friends with him. He's going to be mad at you. Not me. I don't know him. You heard? Oh, he's a beautiful guy. I understand that. Bro. No, he's a beautiful guy. Mad at you. I'm not bring my name up in that conversation, bro. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, but we didn't know all that. We all the time. Somebody saw on the internet that he didn't have to ask nobody. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm a pop mines every time. You heard? Can we go? Can we go with the people? You're not doing none of that. And what did he do? Good audio. You heard? Listen, niggas don't even know about the audio. Can we talk about? All right. I love this interview, although it was very painful. He was at a tough time. When I seen you, I don't forget where it was at. If it was Hot 97 or something, when you were just saying, "Yo," because I love that interview. I'm not gonna front. Listen, after hearing how he's talking about Nas, I still think Jim Jones got a little heat on his chest after that Rockefeller beef and all that. He still think he in that Rockefeller beef.
You talking about you talking about with the locks? You talking about the locks, Smitty?
Now I'm talking about when they, when Cam and them used to go at Nas and everything back in the days. I think he still got something on his chest or something, man. He seemed like the way he talking. He not talking like hip hop.
I think he talking like that because he know controversy sell. He doing all these interviews. Every interview he said something about Cameron. Every interview he coming out where dudes is making blogs about it. So he know what he doing with that, you heard? He know what he doing with that, bro. He ain't doing this by accident. This is strategic, you heard? Dudes is not stupid. Dudes know controversy sell. Dudes know you come up here and you talk your talk everybody gonna talk about it, and you're gonna be lit. That's
It
how it
does
goes, man.
sound like that though. It does
They
sound
know.
like that. Just saying.
What's that? Yeah, I think it's a little bit beyond jealous. He probably is jealous of the kudos that they getting, but I think it's just a little bit more than jealous at this point. I think I think Jim Jones is like, if the kid is saying he the best now, this is my time. Nas had his time. This is my time. I respect it, but he not making music to match that. Name one song right now that you know from Jim Jones that you know the whole song word for word. Name one.
I could spit all like
No,
everything.
now a song you saying now. Name a song from right now.
Oh,
You
up
can't
in
name one.
Harlem. Yeah, my boys up in Harlem, up in
That's the
Harlem,
hook.
something like that, something like that. Harlem,
That's the hook. That's the
Harlem. That's all I heard was Harlem.
yo
He up
look,
in Harlem.
yo bro. We can still say the whole quotes of Nav songs from the 90s. Yeah, he hot right now. When Nav songs came out, everybody had his songs when they came out when he was that deal. We knew the songs back to back. I'm a gun. I see some cold nights and bloody days. Bullet sprays. That's why I sing this song to this day. My body cold steel for real. I was made to kill. That's why they keep me concealed under car seats. Come on, bro. We still know verses from the 90s, bro, from 30 years ago, bro. He can't. I'm not. I like Jim Jones, but he out of his league with Nas, and I know controversy gonna sell, so he's selling right now with moving. He gonna move the needle with him saying this stuff. But bro, he don't got nothing. He don't got nothing on Nas, bro. He don't got nothing. Only thing he do got on Nas is what he has done in fashion. If we got talking about bars, there's other levels to the culture, and I think he got more swag with the culture. A lot of the gang people gonna mess with him because he was repping the gang over here, and he really was like from New York. He's the most vocal dude from the gang. Used to be because you got Crips now from New York that's big too, and I don't think his voice is bigger than the Crips in New York right now. You see what I'm saying? So he don't even got it for the gangs no more. He had it for the gangs at one time when Cameron and all of them, Drew Santana and all of them was running around. He don't even got it for the gangs no more. I think Chef G and Sleepy Hollow and them, they got it for the gangs. You see what I'm saying? He don't got it. They got it. They got it for the gangs now. Am I wrong or right about that? Now he did some things with fashion. They followed his fashion. A lot of these kids, they dress the way they dress because of Jim Jones. That's a fact. That's since that's since at least 2008, 2007, 2007, 2006. All them homies, all them people in New York was dressing like Jim Jones. That's a fact, you heard? Right. Nas and Big and Jay-Z Kings of New York, period. That's facts.
What about DMX? Stop it.
Come on, DMX, come on, compared to them, Biggie. And I'm
You
not
saying
saying
DMX is not up there with Nas, Biggie, and Jay Z?
no. He's up there, but he's not them. When we talking about the best
It got to
lyricists,
be a Queens thing, bro.
how was that? Biggie, how is it? Come on, bro. You got to stop it with this Queen stuff, bro. Biggie and Jay-Z ain't from Queens. What are you talking about? They both from Brooklyn. They both from your hood. What you talking about? They both from your hood. But when you talk about lyricists, bro, you don't mention DMX. DMX, he had catchy lines. He had good punchlines, but he wasn't the best lyrical guy. Let me tell you something. 50 Cent, Ja Rule, DMX, Eminem, all came from the line of Tupac. All of them came from
So you
Tupac line.
telling me that DMX is not up there with Jay Z, Biggie Smalls, and Nas?
Lyrically, no. Lyrically, no. He's not up there.
We was just talking numbers, though. We was just talking numbers and how
You could talk numbers and all of that. His numbers is good, but they're not great. They're not up there with their numbers. But what I'm telling
he
you
went
is,
he went double platinum with 2 albums in 1 year. No
I know what he
rapper
did.
has ever done that.
I know what he did. I know what he did. But that don't make that just because you hot for a time, that don't mean you a classical or a lyricist. And I'm not saying DMX don't have classics, but he's not as lyrical as Jay-Z, Biggie, or Nas. Like, come on, stop it, man.
All right, so all right,
Stop
so
it, bro.
all right, so Nas, so Big Pac and Biggie, right? They wasn't they. You can't compare them, right? Because of what? Because they
Say it
said
again.
Biggie was a like a get money, flashy type talker, and not and Tupac was more poetic, right?
You say Tupac. You said what?
They said y'all was saying they were saying like Tupac is more like revolutionary, poetic with his flow. You feel what I'm saying? And Biggie was more flashy. I hear a lot of people say they can't compare that. So what's so different about
That's not true. That is not true. Biggie was a great poet. Let me tell you something.
on, bro?
That that
Y'all bugging
that
out there,
time,
man. Y'all now y'all
that
being
time of
biased now,
lyricism,
bro.
you got to remember the '90s. It was about how nice you was, who was the best on the mixtapes. The '90s was not about money. Was not about flash. And I'm not saying really in the mid '90s, Jay-Z started platinum, but the '90s wasn't really. It was about bars, bro. It was about battles. It was about bars, bro. It was who's nice. It was who's the nicest. Jay-Z said it. Who's the nicest? Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas. It been that, bro. It been that, and until nobody from New York ain't break that mold yet. Nobody from New York is not better lyrically. Like, oh, son is ill. I done seen like Corey Guns. I done seen other lyricists trying to come and trying to do something, but they not nice as them, bro. They don't got the catalog and they not as nice. It just is what it is. It's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan been out the NBA. Ain't nobody better than Michael Jordan yet. Ain't nobody better than Michael Jordan yet since then. That's why they so great because they so timeless. Same thing with hip hop. Same thing with Nas. Yo, I quick appreciate that.
So
They called
DMX is
Nas
not timeless.
Baby
DMX is not
Rob. That was
timeless.
short for Rakim, the God MC. Nobody else had that honor. Facts. Yo, appreciate you. I'm just listening to
This
Mahogany.
is a good topic. We got to talk about this on the show or something, man. We got to bring this the top five or something. We got to talk about this because I don't agree with that. I feel like
We could do top
he's up
five
there with
tonight.
them.
We could do top five tonight. But what I'm telling you is this: those are the three kings. Period. Just saying. Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay Z, and you top 10. Eminem. You got who else you gonna put? Who else you gonna put in there? Lyricists of all times. You gotta start talking Rakim. You gotta put dudes in there like
KRS One,
lyricists, KRS ones. You gotta talk dudes like that.
Cool G Rap,
LLs, LLs. You gotta LL is better. He proceed.
LL Cool J, Big L.
I don't know if Big L was on the line with them because he didn't have enough work.
What?
He was nice. He was nice, but he don't got the body of work that these dudes LL we talking about now. Even at DMX, even he was nice, but his shit was too short. We ain't really get to see albums from Big L. You got one, the bigger picture. You got one Big L album. This is what I do hip hop, son. Don't come up here trying to test me on hip hop, son. You're don't try to test me on hip hop, son. He had, he had one album, the bigger picture. I don't know no other Big L albums. He might have mixtapes or something. Prodigy, Coogee Rap. Prodigy was nice too. His catalog too small though. So it's not that you ain't nice, but you don't got enough work. You don't got enough work to mess with the knobs. And I can't front. Jim Jones had a nice run. He had a great run. He got his money. He's still relevant. Um, but he just don't got it. He don't got the song. He don't got the hit records. He don't got the big songs. He don't got the lyrical songs to mess with knobs. He don't got that. Come on, bro. Like, um, life's a bitch and then you die. AZ and Knobs. He don't got that, son. He don't got New York State of Mind, halftime. It was written as a classic. Let me tell you something. That's when he was on his coke shit. It was written, to me, is Nas' best album. The whole album you can listen to from front to back. After that is I Am. I Am is fire. I Am is fire. Then you had Nostradamus. Nostradamus, he started coming down. It's still sold, but
Nasty
them
Nas
flows.
the Esco to Escobar, nasty
Yeah.
the diamond. Ooh, you wailing, son. Yeah, you wailing right now. That's the yo. Listen, I was
That's
going
when he had.
crazy
That's
in
when
the
he had that
studio.
song with Genuine. Pay me back like you owe your rent. Shorty said, "What's your price?
Nah, listen, I'm
If
not
you
gonna
back
front.
it up, you
I'm
can
not gonna
hold
front.
my ice."
Nas is my guy. Nas is my guy. You know, he top king. You know, top five dead or alive. You know, but like I said, man, we can't take nothing from Jimmy what he took from the coach. He probably a little
Jimmy
big
can't.
headed.
Yo,
He
listen.
probably a little big headed on this one, but we can't
Jim
take nothing away
Jones
from.
can't mess with Jada. Definitely. Jada top 10 in New York.
In New York,
Jada top 10 in New York. And hip hop, New York. He
yeah,
gotta
I'm
be.
right.
Jada gotta be.
Yeah, we could give him
Jada gotta
that.
be top 10.
We could give
He
him
gotta
that.
be top 10. Jada Kiss?
We could give him that.
Jada Kiss. Jim Jones don't want no battle against Jada Kiss, bro. That's a body. Lifestyle of poor and dangerous. Yeah, that's right. Yes, you could. That's right. You got to have a catalog. That's right. Let them know. Let them know. Let them know, AP. You got to have a catalog. Yo, Big L was fire. Big L was one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? But Jim Jones, I ain't gonna lie. I understand. I understand where Jim Jones was coming from. Like, don't take away my accolades when he's young and just bigging me up. Don't take away from me. You know what I mean? Like, look at my body of work. Yeah, Jada's a monster. Jada's a monster. Jada's a monster. Yeah, Jada's one of my guys. He's been doing it since the mixtapes too, since the mid '90s. He was out there with the Tupacs and the Biggies. That's why that's why Jada stayed relevant so long. All the dudes that was really ruling the mixtapes in the '90s was really nice. All them dudes was really nice, bro. Only thing that stopped them dudes from having success is probably death or drugs or prison. If they didn't go to prison or get murdered, like R.I.P. Big L, Big Pun. Big Pun is a great. Big Pun is one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? But without, without them guys dying, passing early death or prison, then they always gonna be millionaires. They always gonna make it. They was the best dudes. It was over. They was the best dudes. Jim can't mess with Jada off that. That's a fact. Just saying. He can't mess with Fab neither. Illmatic definitely is Sean Little. Illmatic is one of them joints. Smitty, where you at?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Oh, all right.
I just had I was talking to Paul me. Yo,
All right.
like I said, man, y'all already know what it is, man. My son Jimmy coming for the crown. As y'all see, he not playing. Nas, be aware. You know what I mean? There's no games played, man. My son Jimmy is out for blood. He's out for blood. The Damu is out for blood. I'm trying to tell you.
He
Straight
on
up. He
vamp
gonna hit
life.
the Andre
He,
Billy.
vamp, he on his vamp. He on his vamping for real. Oh yeah.
He on his vampire.
He on his vampire life for real, yo.
Trying to
Yo,
tell
good looking.
y'all, man.
Yo, look at Crook. Nas was almost first rapper to clear a Michael Jackson sample. From a production standpoint, that was the impossible. That's crazy. That's right. Michael Jackson was declaring nothing. Michael Jackson was declaring nothing. Appreciate you, Crook, for the 10 piece. Yo, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front though, Smitty. Yo, you hear me? I like Jimmy.
I like
That
Jimmy too.
Harlem,
Jimmy, all right.
that Harlem song. It wasn't a memorable song. That's one thing about Jimmy. See, it's a difference between making a hot song and a classic song. He might got a hot song or Harlem song for the people in Harlem, right? Like some of the Brooklyn songs was big. Brooklyn, you had Queens song, you got Bronx song, you got your hood anthems. So I respect that, but that's not something that's going to stand the test of time and be classic forever. Like Ballin' is a classic. Ballin', We Fly High is a classic. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't hear it that much, Nas and them, Jay-Z, Biggie, all of them got classic joints that we are gonna play for probably the next 30 or 40 years, bro. You gotta remember, in the 90s, in the 90s, we wasn't listening to nothing from the 60s. Think about it, bro. In the 90s, we was hardly listening to stuff from the 80s.
Right.
We was listening to certain stuff from the 80s, but in the 90s, we wasn't listening to the 60s and the 70s. For us to even be having this conversation up here on the internet about Nas is a testament to how really nice he is. Even DMX and all the other guys that we talking about. It's a testament to how nice they really are, the impact they really got on the culture, because we still talking about them. That's 30, 31 years ago. Illmatic came out, bro. 1994, bro. It's 31 years ago, bro. In the 90s, we wasn't thinking about no music from the 60s, bro. We wasn't even thinking about nowhere on our mindset. We wasn't thinking about no songs from the 60s, bro, when I was a young kid. From the 60s? From the 60s or 70s, 20 years earlier. We might hear our mother or somebody playing an old song from the 70s or something, but that was a rarity. You don't hear that. You wasn't even hearing that in the 90s. So for us to be talking about this, bro, for them dudes to even be relevant, it really shows how, how much these guys stand the test of time, bro, for real. Smitty, you there with me, man? What's going on? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here, right here. I'm listening to everything you saying, and I agree with you upon that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, Jimmy, he more relevant right now. That's the only reason I'm giving him his props. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he put in his pain for hip hop, but as we all know, he'd never stand up to Nas. You know what I mean? He'd never have the catalog that Nas got. You know what I'm saying? Unless he put in some real pain. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
today's hip hop is not that way right now. The music that we listened to back in the days, nobody really want to hear that except for the people that really understand it or been through it. So, but like I said, Jimmy, he that guy. You know what I mean? He do it. He relevant. He make himself relevant. You know what I'm saying? With the little that he got. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, check it out. It says Nas never lost a battle like Jordan never lost in the finals. You
That's
agree that Nas
crazy.
never lost a battle? Huh?
That's crazy. I never heard of Nas losing a battle to anybody, bro.
Jim Jones has some good songs, but he ain't making Nas nerves in any type of way, said Sean Little said. Just saying.
I
Not
mean,
true. Like
I'm not
most
gonna
of the
lie,
90s
man.
rappers
Nas
samples came from the
Nas
60s
knocked
and
down
70s.
Jay-Z, bro. You know what I'm saying? That I ain't gonna front. I didn't think anybody in this planet could knock down Jay-Z, yo. Bro. I thought he was untouchable after Big. You feel what I'm saying? And once he came out with that takeover and he dropped that takeover, and then I heard the ether, it was like, oh my God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then I gotta hear a bunch of Queens dudes on the gate. Yo, son, that ether fire. Word the mother son. Queens. You already know Queens.
I ain't gonna lie.
Queens.
That ether was crazy, bro. Nas, but you gotta remember,
Up north. Listen, up
I was
north.
listening to
Up
that battle. I was in Auburn when that battle started in 2001. He was battling the whole Rock Nation. Excuse
the
me.
whole
At that
Rockefeller.
the whole Rockefeller at that time. That's right, Rockefeller at that time. He was battling. He used one of Rakim's beats. I think the Paid in Full beat, talking about crashing the freeway, eat eat beans on. You know what I'm saying? He wowed the whole rock. He went against them by himself though, bro. You heard? I can't front. I can't front. Jim Jones, he wilded out with this one. You heard? He wilded with this one. You heard? Joe Button, yo, excuse me, Fat Joe. I haven't really looked into it. I was just saying I like the Fat Joe and Jada show, right? Just to transition to another point. Now Fat Joe got this lawsuit. He got a Rico. It's too much going on, bro. You heard? That show is about to be a wrap. That's over. They gonna pull all that funding, Boost Mobile and all that. They saying he was doing little girls and all this different stuff he had going on, bro. They wilding out here, you heard? Right. You want a ball till you fall? I can help you with that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he was going at Jim Jones and them. They mad. Yeah, he's still mad. Jimmy's still mad about that, Mike Valens. But I don't even know. I gotta look into that Fat Joe stuff and do a story. I'm probably gonna do a story on that. I ain't even look into that stuff though. It's too many Ricos. They all over hip hop. Them dudes in hip hop gotta really watch out. They is on hip hop body here. Them people, I told y'all this before, man. Them feds is not playing with nobody, Them feds is not playing, is not messing with nobody, Fat Joe is about to be that Jaden Joda show is about to be a wrap. That's about to be a wrap. I ain't gonna lie. They on every time you turn around, you see another rapper, and an old school rapper, somebody that been around getting these Ricos. That means, like I told y'all before, they on the music industry, bro. These dudes is getting this little hip hop money and trying to be gangsters. They trying to be gangsters and stuff. I'm trying to send this link to Smitty right now. Yeah, I just sent Smitty's link. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He do deserve a bag. Yeah, they cleaning house. They not playing. They ain't not playing no games with hip hop. They're not playing no games with these rappers. I told you that before. That means if they got Fat Joe, that means they watching all these dudes, and they about to start bringing all these dudes in. And let me tell you something. They dropped that indictment on Juneteenth. You heard? He just had a big beef with the FBA, right? They did that on purpose. You heard? They dropped. How you drop that on how you drop that on Juneteenth? We hear about this. You heard? He said, "Yeah, this is one." They said, "Yeah, this is one for the slaves, for the black people that he talked about." Yo, them broke ninjas. What did all these broke ninjas talking about? They did that on purpose. You think that's by accident? All this new stuff you've been seeing on the internet with K KR Miami, Pistol Pete, and all these dudes. You don't think somebody else? You don't think they seeing that and they dropped it now because of all of this publicity that they've been? Yo, get your ass out the window, son. What you doing, son? Come on, son. You out. You gotta get up out this window. Watch them Bengal cats. Yo, just got your ass out this goddamn window, man. I'm about to kick you out this room. You go in there one more time. Come on, man. He out of here. Oh. This sucker over here. This sucker over here keep going in the window. Y'all up at the TV, what up? Yeah, bro, but I ain't gonna front. They on hip hop body. Y'all dudes think y'all gonna be on this fake gangster stuff? It is over. That fake gangster, get your hip hop money, go chill somewhere, spend your bread. All that fake gangster stuff is over. Is out the window. You see how many dudes they locking up? If they got the evidence or not, they gonna put you in there, and now you gotta have to waste your money. You gotta beat us now. Y'all acting like y'all gangsters. Y'all acting like that. Ah, this is what we doing with the gang. This is where the gangsters going. Now you out of here. You gotta go now. You gotta go, sucker. Now you gotta go. You go. 3 times. Deuces. Yo, word. Yeah, these guys, they not understanding, and they're gonna show them like they're not playing. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying this for some time now, and we've been seeing these Ricos come back to back to back. These Ricos is coming back to back to back. They're not playing. Phones is being tapped. These dudes, all these dudes, they be talking mad junk about dudes coming on the internet talking, and all of these fake gangsters be on their phones running their mouth. That you always hear these phone taps. Every one of them, every one of these cases come out. These so-called gangsters is running their mouth behind their scenes on the phone. They running their mouth. They cannot stop talking. They can't stop talking, and that's why they catching all these cases, bro. They behind the scenes running their mouth all day. They don't stop. They don't shut up. And now they facing. They gotta face the music. And for one, a lot of them is not gangsters. They get money, and now they think they gangsters because they got some money. You're not. You just a dude that got money now. You're not a gangster. You trying to get all these dudes around you and act like you like that until somebody really like that runs down on you, and now, you know, somebody else is spending your money. It is right. That's right, Sean Blue. That's a fact, you heard? Yo, Bucks, what up? Yo, salute. Yo, you right about that, AP. A lot of these dudes going up here talking and telling their stories and they telling relevant stuff. But what I'm seeing now with a lot of these older groups and a lot of these older rappers is everybody is flipping now. Everybody that kept their mouth closed at one time, nobody don't care no more. Everybody's come out and talking, they suing, they pressing charges. You gotta watch out. Then you got these so-called gangsters, oodles or whatever you want to call them. They taking a stand. Nobody trying to do time in 2025. Nobody trying to do time. Everybody, all you hear is these dudes just trying to work. So now all that stuff, all of these cold cases, all this stuff that we ain't hear about, all these groups, everybody want to talk. When they get in them rooms, everybody want to talk. Well, listen, we want to talk to you. All right, well, I got, here. take this milkshake, this good McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? And spill your guts. What you know. And everybody know a little bit of something. Like Fat Joe was just saying on a show with Jim Jones, I was running around with 100 dudes. That's 100 people you got to worry about. It's 100 people he got to worry about talking. The looser your circle, the looser your circle, the more of an opportunity, the more of a chance you have of somebody telling. Just being honest. The more people that know your business is more people that have a chance of telling your business. So you running around the city with 100 dudes, and 100 dudes know your information, know what's going on, what you was doing or not doing, then 100 dudes can tell on you. And you only as strong as your weakest link. You're only as strong as your not your strongest link. The weakest link is the one that can break the chain. And that's all it takes. And that's what you see going on. These little weak links, little weak dudes they got around them. Somebody you might have treated wrong, like a Cassie. Somebody that you was going for. Could be a girl. It could be a dude. The kid TA is telling in the Fat Joe case. He's the one that's running his mouth in the Fat Joe case, right? TA was an artist. He might be disgruntled. He might have felt like he got robbed. He might feel like he got robbed by Fat Joe. And now he's suing and telling everything about him. Let me tell you something, man. If you didn't know it, if you did dirt and you did it with a bunch of people, you gotta, and these people know it, you gotta treat those people good forever. I'm just being honest. You gotta treat them people good forever. Because as soon as you stop treating those people good and they got this valuable information on you, they're gonna use it. They're gonna use it. What up, Smitty?
God
God
damn, bro.
damn, bro.
I was just saying, I was just talking about the Fat Joe situation. I didn't really investigate it or do my research on it, so I'm not going into details. But hip hop is under attack as far as the Rico, all this fake gangster shit. These dudes running around the city acting like they're gonna do that in New York and use that money to wild on dudes and do all this stuff. That ain't happening. They shutting that down. Look how many big, they ain't not going at little dudes no more. They going at hip hop icons. Puff is a hip hop icon. Fat Joe, Jay-Z, the case got dismissed. But they going at hip hop icons. They're not playing. Young Thug, they went down there. They're not playing. They're not playing with nobody. If hip hop is not, if they haven't woke up and seen that yet, they're not playing. But what I was just saying is that an old timer once told me, right, when I was a young kid, they say every time you talk about a crime, you committed that crime again.
Hmm.
Even if you was by yourself.
Hmm.
Every time you talk about the crime, you committed it again.
Hmm.
And the more people that know that you did that, is the more people you have to worry about telling them at some point. Especially in these type of situations where you got no statute of limitation.
That's real.
That's real.
So you got everybody exposing the truth. Look at Cassie. Look at the other girl that used to work for Bad Boy. They going out. They feel like you ain't taking care of us, you ain't give us no money, and it's an opportunity for me to get money from you. Everybody's going to get the bag right now. Nobody's turning down these bags, bro.
Hmm.
Nobody's turning down these bags. That kid TA is going. I don't know him. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if his story is true or not. I know he was around him. I know he was around Fat Joe. He was signed to TS. He was working with TS in some way. So whatever he got, he gonna have some validity. It's gonna have credibility to whatever he's saying. Now, if he got times and occasions and different things of that nature, Fat Joe might be in trouble, bro.
Mm.
And you know what this does too? Once one person comes out against you, it's always a number
Everybody
two.
start coming.
It's always a number two. You heard? It never stops at one. You heard? Oh, it's Fat Joe turn? I got Fat Joe did this. They suing Fat Joe? I got to get mine too. It's gonna be. It's now somebody else gonna follow up. I know somebody else gonna follow up. He was Joe's ghostwriter. That kid Ta. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that. I know he was around Fat Joe, and he said Fat Joe was messing with them young girls doing crazy stuff.
Wow.
I'm gonna get into it though. I'm gonna really look at the case and really like give a whole show on that alone. But I just was up here talking to you about I like the Joda and Jada show, and that's over. You heard? That's over.
Told you.
That's over.
Told you that.
That's over.
They started off shaky.
I don't know if it's true or not. Yo, R. Henny, what up? It was about to get better though. It was about to get better. They was doing a
If
lot. They was
Fat
doing.
Joe wasn't so greedy, he'd be all right. I agree.
They was just starting to do interviews. They was just starting to do interviews. You heard? Guys, you Smitty.
I'm here.
So what you think about hip hop being under attack?
Man, like I said, man, it's been under attack. Dudes keep doing the same thing and letting these people come in and override. You know what I'm saying? What they doing? You know, they get the money, get big headed. You know, it's we've been targeted, bro. You know how this go, man.
So let me
It's
ask you
no,
this.
we've been targeted as people, and you know, over these years, man, it's like they give them the same thing, the same thing. You know, we can't blame nobody but them, man.
I was about
You
to
know,
ask you. I was about to ask you. Do they get some of the brunt? You know these rappers be on their tracks talking about putting bags on people's head, drop a bag.
yeah, you
You
can't be
drop.
nobody. You can't be mad at nobody but them, Mikey. Like, let's keep it real. Can't feel sorry for these dudes out here. These dudes talking about murders and killing people. Come on, bro.
Hey, wow, yeah.
They wilding, bro.
They can't just get money and have a good time, you know.
They wilding, man.
They can't have money and just have a good time, right?
How I sound now?
I don't even hear echo. I don't hear no echo.
Nah, I hear the echo.
You hear it?
Yeah, hold on.
I don't hear no echo.
Um,
You got something else open? Close everything. Right. If you know you already have eyes on you, it's your fault that people see what you're doing. All of them, they on their body. That shit is over. You know what I mean? They on their body. So whatever they did, they got to worry about it now. I'm still echoing. I'm still. You said I'm echoing still. Still echoing? No, I ain't echoing. I'm listening to it. That's your phone, Bucks. Still, you said I'm echoing. That's your phone, Bucks. I'm listening to it on my laptop. I'm not echoing. But yo, this was a good one, man. I'm gonna get some more information on that fat Joe Rico. I'm gonna pop back out with that. Um, Me and Smitty, we gotta do a top five of New York. We gotta do a top five of New York one of these days, probably today, maybe later on today. We pull up and do a top five of New York. You know what I mean? Smitty not even here.
But yeah, I'm gonna pop back out on y'all, man. If you ain't hit the like button, hit the like button on the way out. I'll be back with the Fat Joe Rico, as well as let's go top five, top 10 of all time hip hop. All time New York. I gotta see how Smitty, what he talking about, because some of his views be wild. Some of Smitty views, he be tripping. Smitty be tripping sometimes up here, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta get a clear view. And when he get on that Brooklyn BS, you know what I mean? He gets on that Brooklyn BS. You know what I mean? So we gotta see what's really going on, yo. Giants TV. Salute, Rastafari, Selassie the first. You already know. Yeah, but we gonna pop back out later on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is, man. Mr. Hood Love Mikey B. Salute. Appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in.